Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to this channel. And today we'll be reading about one of the very talented sensation of YouTube, Nikunj Lotia, uh, very well known as Be YouNick. Uh, he's available in YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook as Be YouNick. So let's get right into his story. So Nikunj Lotia, from bartender to comedy superstar. You have to believe in yourself. That's the secret. Charlie Chaplin. People often think that comedians who make them laugh on stage must have been born with the wonderful gift of a humorous life. But that is not the case at all. In reality, the backstories of many comedians are both painful and sad. It seems contradictory, but it is true. A case in a case in point is Nikunj Lotia, popularly known as Be Unique, a leading personality in the world of comedy. But do you know what he faced growing up? While other children attended class, he would stand outside the classroom because his parents had not been able to pay the school fees on time. For years, he slept on railway platforms. When he started his YouTube journey, people laughed at him, but he was never one to give up so easily. Despite his troubles and sadness, Nick had a innate talent to make other people laugh. It was what took him from the streets of Dombivli, a Mumbai suburb, to a glamorous world of Los Angeles, the entertainment capital of the world. By December 2020, more than 8.5 million people were following Nick across digital platforms, and his online videos had received over 1.5 billion views. He was the only digital creator from India at VidCon 2019, the annual summit of social media stars in California. He has collaborated with both international and Indian celebrities, including Ayushmann Khurrana, Alia Bhatt, Boman Irani, Madhuri Dixit, Varun Dhawan, and Rajkumar Rao. But Nick's achievements do not end there. Beyond being a celebrity in the digital world, Nick has a stake in six other businesses, including two food trucks in the USA. He co created a viral hip hop rap song, Ala Mota Shana. Nick is also one of the most preferred creators for collaborations by brands like Tinder, Oppo, William Lawson's, Kia Motors, Gillette, Beardo, etc. Are you wondering how a person from such a challenging background reached such extraordinary heights? Well, you will find the answers in the incredible story below. The beginning. Nick was born on 9 November 1989 into a wealthy Gujarati family. His father owned a couple of shops, residential properties in Kolaba, one of Mumbai's posh localities, as well as a farmhouse outside Mumbai. When Nick was just 2 years old, his father's business collapsed. Circumstances compelled the family to sell the flats, shut the shops, and settle in Dombivli, a small middle class suburb. With no income, the family lived on their savings, but it was never enough. Soon, paying even the school fees became a challenge for Nick's parents, and his elder brother, Punit Lotia, had to drop out of school. To ensure this did not happen to Nick, his mother, Veena Lotia, began making theplas, which his brother delivered to local shops. Nick was too young to help them, but as he grew, he took a part-time job at a cyber cafe. He went to college on a student loan. I studied hotel management at Sir JJ School of Art, which was in Mumbai's CST area, 50 kilometers from my home in Domivili. To specialize in bartending, I would take evening classes at Khar, about 15 kilometers from CST, to repay my loan and to support the family. I worked at night as a bartender, earning an hour 350 a shift. Nick remembers. By the time his late night work finished, the local train, the last local train had left. So he would sleep on railway platforms. Early the next morning, he would take the first local train home. Strangely, he began to enjoy the struggle. Having completed his education, Nick went to Goa to work as a bartender and wedding planner. He was there for almost a year. When he returned to Mumbai, he had no job and the financial condition at home was dire. So Nick took up a job at a call center. He says, I hated that job, but I stuck around for 3 years because it paid well. At the call center, a colleague showed Nick some comedy videos on YouTube. Nick had been the class clown in his school days. Seeing the videos, he thought of creating similar comedy videos to share with his friends. In 2013, he started a YouTube channel. Not so funny. It did not take off. In 2014, Nick started a new channel, Be YouNick. One night, he uploaded a video about how guys make fools of themselves to impress women. Anxiously, he waited to see the response. For hours, nothing happened. Staring at the screen, Nick fell asleep. And when he woke up the next morning, the video had received around 2000 views. Surprisingly, the number of views on this one video of Be Unique was more than the cumulative views of 8 videos on Not So Funny. Nick looked at the numbers in surprise, rubbing his eyes. Unknowingly, something had worked, and an inspiration journey was about to begin. There are many valuable lessons to be learned from the evolution of Be Unique as a personal brand. A few of them are shared here. Cultivate self belief early in life. Self belief is the most critical quality in being successful in life. Maybe that's why believe in yourself is the most common advice people receive when they approach successful people for guidance. A person's childhood experiences and environment also play a prominent role in developing self belief. Growing up in a hostile or unhappy environment can demolish a person's confidence and a belief in himself or herself. Nick's childhood was difficult at every point. Paying school fees on time was always a challenge. There were times he was made to stand out of the class for 8 hours because of this. He says, I remember being asked to leave the school in front of all my classmates. It was very embarrassing situation. It was particularly terrible for a child who did not understand the larger picture. Sadly, this kind of emotional abuse tore down Nick's self belief. In every classroom, there is a category of students infamous as backbenchers. They are often considered time wasters who score low marks, and teachers usually shout at them. Nick recalls, I was always an average student, so my place in the class was a backbench. When people make you feel you are not good enough, you can easily lose confidence in yourself. The continuous taunting about being a backbencher made Nick feel unworthy of any aspirational goals, feeling helpless and vulnerable, uncertain about what the future held. Nick was deeply disturbed emotionally. But even in the most negative of circumstances, small positive actions can make a big difference. Being spiritual, Nick used to visit Ram Mandir, a temple near his house, praying to God and touching his head on the Om painted on the wall was a source of positive strength for him. He also started to watch motivational videos by American speakers like Thomas. Gradually, he began noticing some exciting changes in his own thought process. He began loving himself and decided to change his situation. In those days, Govinda was the top comedy star in Bollywood. His funny dialogues made Nick laugh, and he gradually realized the power of humor. He decided to pull the humor from anything that happened around him. One of the most difficult things about being a comedian is that one has to be original all the time. So Nick started thinking of multiple funny answers for every question, insult, and humiliation he had faced. Comedy became an escape for him, allowing him to enjoy the situation he was in without losing himself. A newly developed sense of humor also helped Nick make a place for himself among his classmates. The children laughed at his jokes and enjoyed his company. Over time, Nick developed a sense of what was likely going on in other people's minds and what they would find amusing in different situations. The attention Nick began to get because of his jokes helped to bolster his self esteem. Within a short period, Nick had become famous as the class clown. Now, Nick says, people think I am spontaneous, but my reactions to situations come from the 15-20 years of fighting bullies and giving it back. I spent years perfecting this ability. My hard face shaped my perspective, and my sense of humor and storytelling skills probably came from that. Find a niche and become a master of it. The word niche can mean different things to different people, but generally it means a specific area. Being willing to focus on something niche can result in massive returns. People always prefer working with an expert, and there is less direct competition in a niche. Moreover, choosing a niche elevates your chances of creating a unique brand. Within the restaurant industry, bartending is considered niche. It is an extremely social profession, as it requires a person to be creative while putting him or her at the center. A bartender specializes in making a wide variety of drinks. He creates a fun experience for guests and dazzles them with bar gymnastics, such as throwing and catching ice cubes in glasses, spinning and flipping multiple bottles, and so on. All of this is done to rock and roll music. That said, becoming a bartender is not easy. It is a physically and psychologically demanding profession, and it takes years of practice to become a celebrated bartender. When Nick was 18 years old, he saw the movie Cocktail, in which Hollywood superstar Tom Cruise played a bartender. His charisma and the glamour of bartending, as shown in the movie, inspired Nick to become a bartender. He arranged a loan and took admission in a hotel management course. To specialize in bartending, he joined evening classes at Cocktails and Dreams, a bartending school in Khar. Though Nick enjoyed his courses, he worried about how to arrange the next fee installment. Amidst this uncertainty, an opportunity emerged. The bartender who was to represent Cocktails and Dreams at an event in Pune did not turn up on the day of the event. The owner of the academy asked Nick if he would step in. Nick replied with a smile, if I get some money, I will. He got rupees 350. But customer feedback about Nick was very positive, and going forward, he began getting bartending opportunities as a freelancer. The money thus earned help the money thus earned helped Nick to pay his fees and pay off his loan. By the end of the course, Nick was an expert. At one bartending competition, he created a cocktail that was loved by the judges. When they asked him the ingredients, he said, the way vodka is a popular alcoholic beverage in Russia and tequila is a popular in Mexico, Desi Daru is a popular alcoholic beverage in India. I have used Desi Daru in the cocktail. Everyone laughed at this humorous answer and appreciated Nick's creativity. He won the competition. Goa has long been world famous for its party places and nightclubs. Having completed his education and training in Mumbai, Nick decided to move to Goa to explore opportunities there. While in Goa, he worked as a bartender at night and as a wedding planner by day. The life in Goa was good, but Nick's parents wanted him back home. When Nick returned to Mumbai a year later, he had no job. The clubs and restaurants were where he had previously worked had new talent in place. After struggling for a few months, Nick decided to take a job at a call center. I missed my bartending days and was not enjoying the call center much. But I was getting 20,000 per month as salary and I needed that to support my family, he recalls. While working at a call center, Nick got to know about a YouTube channel called Life According to Jimmy. Jimmy Tartro, an American filmmaker and comedian, makes makes this sketch comedy with his own spin on everyday life. This channel nurtured Nick's fascination for sketch comedy. Nick recalled the days of being the school comic and thought of creating his own YouTube channel. In 2013, he started Not So Funny. Nick says, this channel was exactly what its name said. No one watched my videos and colleagues made fun of me. One evening, Nick was sharing his frustration with one of his friends. During their discussion, possible reasons for the channel not having worked surfaced. Nick said to his friend, I want to create a popular channel, Life According to Jimmy. It's my dream. His friend replied, the channel name could be Life According to Nick. But Nick shook his head in denial and said, I don't want to be a copycat. I want to be unique. His friend responded with a suggestion that the channel name could be YouNick. It's a play on Be YouNick and has the name Nick too, he said. Nick liked the idea very much. At the time, neither knew that one day Be Unique would surpass Life According to Jimmy in the number of subscribers. Prioritize long term goal over short term gain. We live in a society that thrives on instant gratification. We feel low if our friends don't like our social media posts, if our pizza is not delivered in 30 minutes, or if someone doesn't give us a smile. When it comes to achieving any worthwhile goal, anxiety has to be controlled and instant gratification avoided. Long term goals take significant time, effort, and planning to achieve. Nick says you can only reach your long term goal by regularly taking small steps. My call center job was giving me short term gain in the form of a monthly salary, but it was taking away time required for my heart's calling to become a sketch comedian. After 3 years at the call center, Nick received a bonus amount equivalent to 2 months' salary. He decided to put the amount towards the family expenses while directing all his focus towards his YouTube channel. So he quit the job. His parents said nothing, but a relative told him, I can give you in writing that you will fail in whatever you are planning to do. But Nick wanted to focus on his goal. There was no plan B. Within 2 months, the bonus money was gone and there was no revenue from the YouTube channel. Nick was in desperate straits. At the time, Ramesh Roth, owner of the Roth's family salon in Dombivli, offered him financial help. Within a month, the borrowed money too was gone. Ramesh offered further assistance, but Nick was not comfortable taking such large favors from a good friend. So he decided to take up another call center job. And though he did so, his mind remained on video ideas. He found the job was so suffocating that he felt within the hour on one day. Nick says, I quit my job and swore never to work for anyone else again. But dreams were one thing, the realities of life another. The challenge was the money required for survival. Nick says, I could have survived on vada paos, but I needed money to buy groceries for home. As if some higher power had heard, his phone rang. An old contact was calling to tell Nick about a bartender vacancy at a club near CST in Mumbai's Fort area. Nick thought he could focus on his YouTube channel during the day and work at the bar at night. So he said yes. And so he funded his YouTube channel for a substantial period with his part time bartending job, which finished at about 2 a.m. By then, the last train from CST to Dombivli had left, and a cab to Dombivli would have cost about rupees 2000. Nick was making only rupees 350 per shift, so the cab option was ruled out. Nick had no option but to sleep on a station bench. He says, ruefully, benches in the railway platforms became my friends. I did not care anymore. It had been my choice to leave my job and pursue my passion. I had the belief that all this would lead to something. In 2015, during the ICC Cricket World Cup, Star Sports launched the ad campaign Moka Moka, which became a huge hit. Fans created many spoofs and versions of the ad, and it was the most trending topic throughout the tournament. Meanwhile, an exciting video was released on Be YouNick. In no time, the video went viral and achieved close to a million views. Nick says, "This was my 15th video. The previous 14 had achieved few thousand views at most." The video made Nick so famous that people began calling him the Moka Moka Wala Ladka. His friends suggested he make more videos around the same theme, but Nick did not want to be known as the Moka Moka Wala Ladka. He wanted to be known as Nick. He told his friends, "I am here to make sketch comedy, not just Moka Moka videos." Nick created 40 more videos on various themes, but none was as popular as Moka Moka. Nevertheless, Nick remained focused on achieving his long term goal. Meanwhile, a famous content company offered Nick a job with a monthly salary of rupees 50,000. Nick thought it over, wondering that if he used his creativity to write for them, what would he write for himself? He did not wish to dilute his focus, so he politely declined that offer. In time, Be Unique's videos such as Once Upon a Time in Dombivli, First Date, Men Will Be Men, and a few others became very popular, enhancing Nick's credibility in the genre of subtle comedy. Slowly, his audience grew. Nick says, "Don't think of monetization when you start out. If I had, I would have become restless after 5 videos and would never have made another 45." By 2016, Be Unique had become a popular YouTube channel, and people had started recognizing Nick. At the bar, many customers would approach me for selfies with them. Sometimes on a train, youngsters would ask for selfies. It was an honor. But while fame had come, money was a but while fame had come, money was a reluctant arrival. When his channel reached 500,000 subscribers, a biker t-shirt brand approached Nick for placement in a video. Nick asked for rupees 2 lakhs, but only got rupees 8,000. By the time Be Unique achieved 1 million subscribers, other brands started approaching Nick for collaborations. Then came the viral video Job Interview Gone Wrong with Bollywood actor Rajkumar Rao. It took Nick's popularity to another level. Over time, Nick has become a preferred collaborator for many renowned brands. He says it's a good feeling. Earlier, I accepted any brand deal that was offered to me at any amount. Now I am in a position to pick and choose. But one thing remains constant between the past and the present. I have never compromised on my ethics. I research a brand thoroughly before getting associated. Then I review the fitment of the brand in my script. If everything goes well, I collaborate. Now Nick is a full-time content creator who can afford to live life on his own terms. But what really makes him happy is giving his family everything they deserve. Once he bought a pair of gold earrings for his grandmother. Seeing how happy the gift made her was the best feeling in the world for him. There was a time when Nick would avoid partying with his friends because he didn't have money to pay his slot. But now he makes sure he pays off for his friends. It it was my dream to pay the bills of my friends without thinking twice. And I so pay wherever the we party, be it in India, Amsterdam, New York, Los Angeles, or anywhere else. Recently, he bought a house for his family. He sacri- his sacrifice in the short term has given him substantial gains in the long term. When you don't have resources, become resourceful. Sketch comedy comprises of a series of short scenes called sketches, which are usually a few minutes in length. For those who grew up in the 1980s and 1990s, Jaspal Bhatti's flop show on Doordarshan was their first experience of sketch comedy. Usually, a group of comic actors performs such sketches. As Nick was focused on sketch comedy, he required locations for shoots and team members to act along with him. But he did not have the money to rent locations or hire professional comic actors. Nick says, Dombivli is full of kind and helpful people. When I asked people to allow me to shoot at restaurants, shops, and even the police station gate, they allowed me to do so without charging anything. Getting a live location saved a lot of cost. Had I been in Andheri or Koregaon, I would have been asked to pay for setup and studios. When Nick needed an office, Ramesh Rod offered a section of at his salon. Nick laughs. I still do some of my meetings at Ramesh's salon. As the popularity of Be YouNick has grown, the popularity of the places shown in the videos have grown as well. Be YouNick has popularized Dombivli as the Republic of Dombivli, a name that has caught on with the audience. Returning to the challenges of Nick's early days, getting people to act with him was a big problem. He requested many people to act along with him and met numerous videographers to shoot his videos. Most of them ignored Nick. A few said yes, but didn't turn up. Those who did left after one or two videos. Nick says, ruefully, perhaps they didn't see a future in working with me. As a workaround, Nick explored opportunities with the students of Whistling Woods International, a film school in Mumbai. A few of the students came forward to help him. It took Nick more than a year to get his team together. The first person to join was Murali. One day, Nick uh, um, went to meet a videographer accompanied by a person named Murali, who was not interested in continuing his studies and was looking to do something creative. That videographer never met Nick again, but Murali liked Nick's ideas. He came forward to join Be YouNick. While playing cricket, another boy called Sushant asked Nick, Bro, next video kab upload hoga? Nick was surprised to know that someone watched his videos. In trying to learn more about Sushant, he got to know that Sushant was a video editor. When Nick asked him to help him with editing Be Unique videos, Sushant happily agreed. At a wedding he attended, Nick coincidentally met Vivek, a cinematographer. They had dinner together and became friends. During the conversation, Vivek told Nick that he was getting bored doing monotonous wedding shoots and wanted to do something creative and challenging. Nick said, if you want to do something creative, why don't you join Be Unique? Nick showed Vivek a few videos on his mobile phone. Vivek liked the concept and agreed to join Nick on his journey. Nick met Tushar at a gym. He was a mechanical engineer who had left his dull engineering job in Dubai and was trying to figure out what to do next. Nick felt Tushar had natural acting talent and convinced him to join the Be Unique team. When the business started growing, Nick wanted someone to manage finances and the back office. He posted an intern requirement on Facebook. Only one person, a youngster named Anand, turned up. Be Unique has grown a lot over time, and Anand has evolved from an intern into the financial head. For a long time, Nick tried to get his school friend Omkar on board. He thought Omkar's sense of humor was great and would be a solid asset. When Omkar saw that Be Unique was getting some traction, he was finally convinced. Nick makes the concepts, and Omkar helps the team in script and dialogue writing. Today, Nick says, many other people came and went, but these few have remained with me for years. Writing relatable and family friendly comedy content is extremely difficult because there needs to be an element of uniqueness and originality for a joke to work. Nick explains how he works. I just look around. Interesting observations come from everywhere. When I have a thought or I see a funny situation, I save it. The team adds head, tail, and unique twists to the observations, flesh them into proper sketches, and then execute them. Be Unique's satire is easy to understand, incisive, and clean. Nick has never felt the need to use dirty or abusive language to make people laugh or attract attention. Making videos is one challenge, getting them noticed is another. Initially, Nick had thought his 2000 friends on Facebook would naturally subscribe to his channel. He was wrong. When they did not, he started push strategy. He sent messages to all his friends. Nick says, if you check the messages of people who were my friends back then, you will find links to my first video everywhere. He also spammed Facebook pages of popular forums like BuzzFeed, Scoop Whoop, Rajnikant vs. CID jokes, and others. Ever the stalwart supporter, Nick's friend Ramesh Roth would also spread the word, asking all his Salo customers to subscribe to Be Unique. Many people liked the videos and shared them further. In time, the subscriber base started increasing from hundreds to thousands to millions. Nick says today, honestly, I'm here because of the hustle, and that's the best advice I can give. Keep hustling. The universe loves a stubborn heart. Stay consistent, stay humble. When we ask people what they consider traits of successful people, the typical answers are intelligence, ambition, perseverance, perseverance, luck, etc. Indeed, all these factors matter, but two other aspects should be highlighted instead of being hidden within. These are consistency and humility. According to Nick, mastering anything in life takes a consistent practice every day. He thinks that artists should consistently improve their creative style, use new tools and features, and keep looking for new ways to engage with their audiences. He himself works 16 hours a day. Whatever the ups and downs of life, Nick has never stopped making videos. Every day he posts content on Instagram, and every week he uploads a video on YouTube and Facebook. Often, who discover him on one platform also follow him on another. Usually, when people fail to get immediate results from their actions, they discontinue the practice. However, results do not come quickly in life. They come from making incremental progress and improvements over an extended period. One of Nick's strongest qualities is that he does not give up when his ideas are not working out. He says, being a content creator is not easy. Like any other career, massive hard work is involved in content creation. You can never rely on making one fantastic piece that will go viral. However, if you are consistent and bring out many good pieces of content, you will increase your followers and engagement. When Nick is not working on ideas, he is looking out for them. To share an incident, Nick was once invited to the US to participate in a conference about promoting US tourism in India. After the conference, he stayed at the venue and tried to understand what the other participants did in life. Interestingly, he met a Maharashtrian chef who was toying with the idea of starting an Indian food truck in the US. While talking to him, Nick saw a niche opportunity in selling Maharashtrian fast food. He liked the chef as a person and decided to invest. The outcome was the Feast India Company, a food truck brand that sells Maharashtrian fast food such as vada pav, misal pav, chai, and chas in San Francisco 6 days a week. Nick says enthusiastically, "It's a big hit." Seeing Feast India Company's success, Nick invested in One Bite Stand, another food truck brand in the US. Similarly, by meeting people and talking about their ideas, he has invested in many other ventures. Nick travels worldwide and collaborates with some of the biggest names, but he still lives in Dombivli, plays football with the same old friends, and eats vada pav at the same street side stall. He says, "Success has come to me after a long struggle, and I don't want it to get into my head." The best part about this place is that people here still treat me as the same old Nick who had nothing. That keeps me grounded. Nick has earned many essential lessons about humility from successful celebrities. He once met Tom Hanks, one of Hollywood's biggest superstars, and was amazed by the man's humility and simplicity. Nick says success doesn't have a fixed formula. One can either get it by hard work or by luck. But failure has a pattern. Having a big ego and surrounding yourself with yes men. Always be humble. Okay, so that was quite an amazing story about Be Unique. So again, at the end, as the others stories had, there's a conclusion and perspectives from Nick, which yes, I will not be reading again, and will suggest you to purchase this book and read it yourself. And I guarantee you will enjoy and definitely learn something from it. So, thank you for staying in with me, and we'll see you in the next one.